Hi, I'm Nick Ross for IT Wire. Today we're with Zoho. Who are you and what do you do, please?
Hi Nick, thanks for having me. My name is Vijay Sundaram. I'm part of the leadership team at Zoho. I work out of our US office. I'm responsible, along with a couple others, for a lot of our operations in the Americas. Also involved, have various responsibilities globally. I'm attached to the Australian market, have been so for several years. So I make it a point to come out here, meet with customers, and be here every year.
And can you tell us, for those people who don't know, how did Zoho first come about and why would companies want to work with you?
Well, the company has been around for almost 3 decades. And we started actually in other businesses. And it's a mark of our survival that we've been able to reinvent ourselves. So we're now a cloud software company, among a few other things. And that avatar, if you will, has been around for about 15 years. And so we started serving small customers. Initially, we actually started serving very large customers in the telecom business as a precursor to the Zoho business. And the telecom industry saw a bust in the early 2000s, especially in the area of optical networking. And so the company reinvented itself, and the second reinvention was the cloud software company. So now we've been doing this for 15 years with customers in 150 countries and almost 1 million customers across the world.
And how did you personally start with the company?
I've been here for over a decade, and I actually know the founders of this company personally, even before they started this company. So I did have an intention 30 years ago of actually joining them, and I went and did something else. So about 10 years ago, I decided I would like to join hands with my friends again, and so that's what brought me here.
And we're at the Zoho Holics. Did I say that right?
Zoholics
Conference in Sydney today.
We only drink water here.
Yeah. And one of the key messages, or one of the things you're saying, is Zoho's moved from SMB to enterprise. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. The company, as I mentioned, started serving small SMB, small medium customers, and this is an inevitable progression for many companies. As you start to build products, you have multiple teams, you're technology intensive like us, you start to see that your products develop, your products get much more sophisticated. All of a sudden the market starts to recognize you. And whether you want it or not, you have companies, bigger companies, coming to see if you can solve their problem. And that, of course, encourages you to even improve your solutions even further. So that gets down that cycle, let's call it virtuous for the moment, that it takes you into that bigger market. But then you've got to build another whole set of capabilities, the way you market, the way you sell, the way you support, the way you enhance large businesses requires a greater deal of sophistication. You've got to wait longer to serve them, longer to close deals. So you have to build a set of skills, even though your products might get ready. You have to build other skills. So that's what we've been doing for the last, I'd say, over 6 or 7 years across the world, building capabilities that allows us to serve these bigger, more sophisticated customers and keep them happy.
Now, in every interview I've been asking for the past few years, we've got to talk about AI. So could you tell us how Zoho is implementing AI?
Yes. Every company, tech company, has to engage with AI, right? It's what's expected. It's what you do. AI is hot now because people have learned about it in the last 2 or 3 years. And that's an aspect of AI called generative AI. But various forms of AI have existed, like machine learning, for example, or natural language processing, have existed for 10 years or more. And so we've been doing that all along. People often don't even know what there's AI in the product because it just seamlessly does the work for you. Now, because it's all this buzz, people want to ask you, where is your AI? And you tell them you've been using it for 10 years. And so we've built these new capabilities with Gen AI into the product. And the thing that makes us, I would say, a little bit different is we would think of putting AI in its place. And I don't mean that in a pejorative sense. It means there's a place for AI. AI is not, we're still going to have human-led software development. We're still going to have human-led support, because that's what our customers demand. Mm-hmm. So putting AI in place is not something that, it's not a a statement of condescension. It's more like it's appropriate in automating stuff. It's appropriate in driving productivity for our customers. It's not appropriate necessarily in replacing things where people worry about the risk or worry about the lack of human interaction. So I would summarize it by saying our strategy would be to put AI in the right place, but make sure that we serve the customers with the human interfaces they expect.
Excellent. And can you tell us about how the Australian market differs to the global market?
In a few ways, Australia is it has the GDP here is about $1.75 trillion. So it's a large economy. It's dominated by a few industries, so that's one thing. In most countries, in Australia, some industries, as we know, the insurance, financial services, mining. There are a set of industries that dominate the country. It's also a country with a larger proportion of small and medium businesses. More of business gets done in smaller companies. So that's one difference. I think it's a country that relies on productivity because you don't have a large population. So you rely on productivity. And if you look at the global stats, if you look at things like GDP per capita, Australia is right up there. So we have a good entry into this market, a good position in this market, because that's what we try and do. We bring up productivity of companies, and that's exactly what this economy needs. So a lot of our strategies that work in other countries are transferable here, but we do have people in the local market who understand the local capabilities, and because there are a few industries, our products need to speak to those industries, speak to those customers in a way that they don't have to do in other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. And how can potential clients and customers work with you? Are you all direct or through the channel or something else or a combination?
Yeah, it's the last part. It's a combination. So we work directly with customers across the globe, actually. And we also have a network of partners. So typically the way it works is when people acquire our software, they license it, and then they have to adapt it to their business. And then they need ongoing attention because their needs may change and evolve. And so the company gets involved in many of those, starting from the acquisition stage. Then we have an ecosystem of partners who get involved in implementing the software or making it work for the customer, customizing. And then we are back in the chain because we are helping support it during the lifetime of the customer's use. So both of us have to partner together, the channel, indirect channel, and the direct channel.
And is there anything else you'd like to add while you've got the ear of the IT Wire B2B audience?
Yeah, this is a market where we have taken a long-term perspective. We've been here for many, many years in this market. We will continue to be here. We will make the investment in this market. We are not here to maximize our profit or, to put it bluntly, take the money and run. We will dig our heels in here, make sure we have the right products for the market, keep improving them like we've done in other parts of the world. And that's why I'm here for this event.
Okay, thank you very much, Vijay.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.